Every player who will die in Squid Game Season 3. Every Squid Game player that will die before the finals. It's no shocker that most returning players from Squid Game Season 2 are walking straight into a bloodbath in Season 3. Some are already doomed before the first game even starts. So today we're breaking down every player who's practically marked for death, from obvious targets to fan favorites whose time is heartbreakingly up. Because in Season 3, survival isn't earned, it's borrowed. And for some of these players, the clock's already run out. But first, let's start with the most obvious dead man walking. You know him, you hate him, and Season 3 might finally give us the poetic justice we've been waiting for. Jung Dai, aka Mr. Gramps, entered the games carrying 10 billion won in debt and about 10 billion pounds of arrogance. He's loud, he's useless. He's the guy who cheers for the games while offering nothing to survive them. In Season 2, he was a background nuisance, just annoying enough to hate, but not threatening enough to kill off early. Season 3 won't be so kind, because every death in Squid Game serves a purpose. And Jung Dai, he's the perfect candidate for a crowd-pleasing takedown. The type of character who doesn't just die, he gets made an example of. And when it happens, no one's crying, no one's mourning. They're just watching the karma land hard. Now let's shift to a death that'll hurt. Gumja is the kind of player Squid Game loves to break. Noble, kind, and deeply human. She's the mother who entered hell not for herself, but for her son. She gave food to strangers, defended the weak, and still held her dignity in a place designed to destroy it. And that's exactly why she won't make it out. Netflix has a pattern and it's cruel. The characters we love the most, they're the first ones the game rips away. As for Young Sik, her son, he's a wild card with a guilt complex. He betrayed her once in Season 2's Mingle game. And now, he might get the chance to make it right or die trying. Best case, one of them lives. Worst case, and the most likely, we lose both. On paper, Dejo should be a survivor. Former Marine, ruthless in the Gongi game. But the cracks are showing. In the Season 2 finale, he's tasked with retrieving ammo. Instead, we see something horrifying. His hands tremble. His mind slips. The soldier becomes the scared boy underneath. Whether it's PTSD, guilt, or a long-faked resume finally collapsing under pressure, Dejo's unraveling. And in Squid Game, when the strong fall apart, they don't get redemption. They get eliminated. Now for a death that might actually sting more than expected, Lee Myung-gi, aka the crypto YouTuber MGCoin, entered the games after his coin tanked and ruined countless lives. He betrayed his ex-girlfriend, Junho. He manipulated others for survival. And yet, somewhere in the chaos, he started to change. He switched teams. He fought back. He even killed Thanos, the man who tormented him, in a brutal act of revenge. But here's the twist. Redemption doesn't mean survival. And Myung-gi feels like a classic setup for a heroic death. Whether it's to save Junho, their unborn baby, or simply to prove he's more than the con man he once was, when he dies, it'll be loud, emotional, and impossible to forget. Player 124, Namgu, the drug-fueled madman. If there's one death that fans are actually counting down to, it's this one. Namgu is the definition of deadweight, a failed club promoter, a walking pharmacy, and the ultimate parasite. He entered the games after blowing his money on Myung-gi's failed crypto coin. But instead of focusing on survival, he focused on chaos. He bullied weaker players. He stalked Simi. He snatched pills off his dead friend's body and got high in the middle of a bloodbath. And then came the moment that sealed his fate. He stabbed Simi to death. Cold, rabid, unhinged. If anyone in Season 3 is long overdue for a brutal end, it's Namgu. And whether it's Min-soo who pulls the trigger or another player looking for revenge, you can bet that his death won't just be necessary, it'll be cathartic. Player 44, Seyo, the delusional shaman. Every Squid Game season has one player who mistakes belief for strategy. In Season 3, that's Seyo. A self-proclaimed shaman with a god complex, Seyo walks through the games as if fate owes her something. She hoards followers. She curses enemies. She trusts gut feelings over logic in a place designed to kill people like her first. And at first, it works. She survives Mingle. She dodges elimination. But faith without clarity is a time bomb. And once a challenge demands brains, not blind luck, Seyo's ego will lead her and her disciples straight to their deaths. Because in the Squid Games, hope isn't holy, it's a liability. Player 456, Guhan, the martyr in the making. Now let's talk about the unthinkable. What if Guhan dies, the Season 1 champion? The man who came back not for the money, but for justice? The face of rebellion. Guhan's arc has been one of the most compelling in television. From gambling addict, to broken survivor, to full-blown revolutionary. But in Season 3, all signs point toward one final twist: martyrdom. Because how do you destroy a system that feeds on death? By dying on your own terms. A sacrifice, a stand, a final move that ends the games for good. That's one path. The other, far worse. A theory suggests that the frontman, Junho, won't kill Guhan. He'll break him, twist his morality, force him to choose who lives and who dies, push him until he's so numb. He becomes the thing he swore to fight. Because in Squid Game, death is not the worst punishment, becoming part of the system is. Junho vs. Junho, the final brother showdown. And finally, in the battle that's been building since Season 1, two brothers, two fates, one inevitable ending. Junho, the frontman, is a former champion turned executioner. After losing his family, he lost his soul, masking his grief behind cruelty and control. Junho, his brother, infiltrated the games for truth and nearly died for it. Now both are back, and Season 3 feels like a final duel. One will fall, and the other will carry the scars. If Junho dies, it could be the justice arc Junho's been chasing. But if Junho dies, Junho will be forced to live with the consequences. Alone, haunted, broken. Either way, this is not a fight about survival. It's a fight for redemption. And in Squid Game, there's only one rule. Redemption always costs blood. With so many lives on the chopping block, Season 3 isn't shaping up to be a story of who wins the money. It's about who loses everything and what that says about the world that created the games in the first place. So who do you think will survive? And who's already dead the moment they step back into the arena? Let us know in the comments before the next mask drops.